Hey, Mark.
Hello, how's it going?
Good, man. Eric B. Hey, Dave.
Hey, well,
All right.
oh, you got a minute? Mm.
Hopefully, everybody's got cameras. There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I just doxed myself. Never mind.
We've got music too, so
Yeah, I turned it off.
I still hear it.
It'll go off.
Okay.
It's on delay.
And Jaron, I see your OBS.
What?
All I see is your OBS logo.
Oh, symbol. There you go. There you go.
Sweet. Cool. Thanks, guys, for doing this. Wasn't necessarily easy to get this schedule as everybody, but we're all here. So, main reason I wanted to do this meeting was to go over the gear that we have to have. So when we get to Punta, once everybody's there, they're actually going to go into everybody's hotel room, and you have to lay out all your gear, and they go through it to make sure, A, that you have everything, and B, that it's like up to par with what you need to go to Antarctica. So I want to make sure you guys are all up to speed on that. And then after we go through all the gear, I'll let you guys have an opportunity to ask any questions that you want about the trip. So that's the plan. All right, so I'm actually wearing the base layer. So I'm going to go through the clothing here from kind of bottom up. So base layer, which is what I'm wearing right now, you actually need to have two pairs of base layer, top and bottom. They recommend that it's probably made out of wool material. And they also recommend, if you want, to have a half zip so that if you get too hot, you can just unzip it and be good to go there. So just want to make sure everybody has that. Next is liner socks. So liner socks are super thin socks. Mine are made out of silk. And you actually have to have three pairs of liner socks. So just want to make sure everybody has that covered. And then the mid layer is also top and bottom. And so I forget, I think the mid layer is fleece. So here's a bottom, and then here's like a mid layer top. And it's actually good, I think, for you guys to actually try everything on, like get all 5 or 6 layers on, just so you can make sure that everything fits. For me, as I kept layering things on, I would have to buy bigger sizes just to accommodate everything underneath. On top of the liner socks, you need to have thick, heavyweight socks. And these are definitely the thickest socks I've ever seen. You actually have to have 3 pairs of these as well. So with the liner socks and these thick socks, that increased my boot size by a full size. So you definitely want to make sure you try on your boots with both pairs of socks. Also, just to clarify, so you're going to need to have a light winter boot along the trip, and then we're also going to be renting some snow boots through ALE. Interestingly enough, the snow boots that they recommend are negative 100-degree snow boots. So that's pretty intense. But it's not like you're going to wear these and then put the other boots on top of it. The purpose of bringing the light winter boot is if we have warmer weather, you can just wear those instead. Or if you're in your tent or hanging around camp, you can just wear the light winter boot as opposed to the big negative 100-degree boots that go all the way up to your knees. Okay, the next layer is top only, and this is the insulation layer. So this should be like synthetic insulation or down material that you're going to put on top of the mid layer. And then the windproof layer is next, which is a top and a bottom. So the key here is that the material is windproof. So here's my windproof pants. And then here's my windproof top. And I found it was actually harder than I thought to find things that were windproof. But they'll definitely say if they're windproof. And they do recommend for the windproof layer that you have a hood. So just in case you need to throw that on. And then on top of all of that, there will be another jacket, which is a polar insulation layer. And that will be renting as well through ALE. So that's kind of like the clothes that we're all going to wear on our body. And then next is going to be the hats. So number one, you're going to want like a regular hat to wear. I'm guessing we'll be wearing these most of the time. And then you're going to need a neck gaiter or a buff to wear around your neck. I assume if things get cold or wind picks up, you'll just kind of pull that up. And then if things get really extreme, you're going to need a balaclava, which pretty much covers every square inch of your head. And so that's if we hit any type of extreme wind and weather there. Next is sunglasses. These are super important. You're going to need what they call glacier glasses. So here are mine. What makes them different is they actually have little blockers here on the side and on the top to prevent light from getting in to your eyes. It's super bright there from the sun reflecting off the snow. And so ALE's really concerned about like what they call snow blindness. So I'm pretty sure ALE requires you to wear some sort of eye protection while you're outside at all times. I think if you want to take them off for like a little bit, it'll be fine. And then goggles. So here's some ski goggles. The key here is you're going to want 100% UV protection and just whatever else you want in terms of the darkness of the goggles. So I guess that's personal preference, but the goggles, I think, again, are going to be more for extreme weather if we hit that. And then our hands. So super important. Just like our feet, we'll have liner gloves. So just like a super thin glove, probably made out of wool. I'm guessing we'll wear those probably most of the time. You do need 2 pairs of liner gloves. And then on top of the liner gloves, you're going to wear a mid-weight glove on top. And so if you need to take your gloves off for whatever reason, which I'm sure we will need to do, you'll have your liner gloves underneath. And then oversized heavyweight mitts you're going to need. Now, according to ALE, the reason they want these to be oversized is so that you can actually put them over the midweight glove and the liner glove if you need. So Stephanie told me there's 2 options, which is if you need the warmth, you wear all 3 at once. If you don't need the warmth, you can either just wear the liner gloves with the midweights or the liner gloves with the mitts based on your preference. I've always kind of preferred mitts. They keep me warmer than regular gloves. So that's the gloves. And then let's see here, Nalgene bottles. Okay, super important. I don't know what you guys are all doing, but I would recommend having a big Nalgene bottle and a small one. The big one is for urine. The small one is for drinking. You can technically take a small one for urine, but then you would need to take 2 small ones for urine, and then you'd have 3 small ones, and you'd have to figure out which one's for drinking and which one's for urine each time. So I like the idea of getting a bigger one and a smaller one. Then you only need 1 of each. By the way, you also need an insulation cover for your drinking water bottle. For those of you who I'm buying gear for, I am still working on that. But I actually just found a video recently where I think it was Maddie Jordan had water in an Algene bottle in Antarctica, and it was completely frozen. So the insulation cover is going to be important if we want to drink our water. Sleeping bags, we're going to be renting those through ALE. And then I want to talk about luggage. This is a big one. So number 1, your carry-on should be a backpack. They pretty much require that. You only get 1 carry-on, and it needs to be a backpack so that you can travel, around camp easily with your stuff, so you can wear it as you get off the plane, etc. So make sure you guys have a good, solid kind of outdoor backpack as your carry-on. Now, for your main luggage, they recommend using a duffel. So this is the one I have. It's a North Face base camp duffel. So it needs to be, pretty heavy duty and resilient. Their big thing is people show up with traditional luggage, which has wheels and is like the hard material. Wheels are going to do you no good out there. There's no sidewalks or roads or anything like that. It's just snow and ice. And then the hard material would probably crack very easily with the cold. So that's what you have. Now, there is one problem which really stinks. ALE recommended that you get either a large or an extra large duffel. I'm a bit of a detail guy and a bit of a researcher. And so I looked at the size of the XL duffel that's made by North Face, and it exceeds the luggage limit for the airlines and for TSA. And so I was so frustrated because we need as much room as we can get, but I was thinking about it, and on a once in a lifetime trip, you don't want to get to the airport and they measure your bag and they say, hey, this is too big, you can't take it. So that's not a risk I was willing to take. So the large, for those of you that have the same bag as me, is fine in terms of that. It's just going to be a little bit smaller than the XL. Now, you should definitely get everything out and pack it. Some things to remember. If you are bringing power banks and lithium ion type battery stuff, that has to go into your carry-on. You can't bring that, you can't put that into your checked luggage. So it's going to be a good idea to pack everything as you will pack it to go on the trip, to make sure everything fits, and then also to weigh it to make sure that your big bag is not going to be overweight. Now, there is a solution if somebody's like, I need more space. I personally would not recommend this, but if you need more space, I'll tell you why I don't recommend it after I tell you what the solution is. If you need more space, you're allowed to bring a traditional, huge, rolling luggage that you would normally check on a trip, flying somewhere. But the problem is you got to leave it in Punta. So what you can do if you really need to is you can pack stuff into there, which means you put your Antarctica luggage inside of that big bag. And then once you get to Punta, you have to take that bag out, put the stuff you're taking to Antarctica, and then leave the rest of your stuff in Punta in your suitcase at the hotel. I don't see why you would have stuff that you're taking on the trip that you're not going to take to Antarctica. So I personally don't think that's a good solution, but if you want to, you can do that. Just remember, everything that's required to go to Antarctica has to get into that duffel type bag, which they'll load onto the plane for us in Chile. So I think that's it on all the gear in terms of like the clothing and everything. So everything I covered is what they're going to go over with us. I don't know how strict they're going to be. One idea I have, which you guys can do or not do, I'm going to do it, is I'm going to leave the tags on the clothes or bring them just in case they question something or the material it's made out of. I can just kind of show them the tag and say, hey, here's the tag, it's windproof, or here's the tag, it's made out of merino wool or whatever. So that's just an idea. My big thing is I don't want to get out all the way out there and spend a couple days out there and then find out I have something that they don't approve of. So I think that's it. So I want to open it up now for questions about anything. It can be on the gear, it can be on the trip itself, whatever. So fire away.
Real quick, when we land in Antarctica, we have to have our clothes ready to go in our bag, but wouldn't that be in the check-in luggage? So how are we going to get clothes to wear on the snow if it's in the check-in? I mean, if it's in the checked luggage.
Yeah, that's a good point. So what I have been told, which I'm going to have to confirm, is that on the flight over, there's going to be things that we will put on to prepare for getting off the plane. So they might say, pull out, this, and this, and put it on while we're on the flight. Maybe they'll tell us to put it on while we're in Punta. I don't really know, but I think it makes the most sense to put it on the flight. I do expect the plane to be relatively empty because there's only so many people going over there, and it's a massive 757. So I think having room to spread your stuff out and change and all that stuff will be pretty easy.
I have a couple.
Wouldn't that be in check-in luggage though? So wouldn't it be under the plane?
Well, I'm saying before, like the day of where we're going to fly out,
Right.
they might tell us the night before,
Okay.
make sure you have this, and this in your carry-on, and not what's going under the plane. That's my guess, but I can find out.
Okay. My two questions. So you said ALE is going to come into our hotel room and go through our belongings. Will they have a search warrant? And then secondly, the traditional luggage, is that a hard and fast rule, or is it like we're not negligent if your wheels break or the luggage cracks? Because I have to go to London before I go to Antarctica, so I have.
Totally. Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
I wish I could.
Okay, so you can definitely take your luggage that you have to Punta, but I think they're going to have an issue with you using that in Antarctica. So can you just put your duffel in that big bag?
Yeah, I could make that fit, but I just want to see if it's possible to even just bring it down there, if that's a hard and fast rule. Because I feel like I watched one of their videos and it showed them unloading luggage from the plane, and they were like classic suitcases. So.
Okay. Yeah, it's funny because when I read this from ALE, it wasn't like you can't do it. It was like it doesn't work very well. So I think it'll be okay, but I'll ask for you.
Okay, I'll carry. So I don't mind. Just
Yeah.
carry it instead of wheeling it.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a question regarding checked luggage, which I have my duffel bag and everything, and then I have my backpack. What about a personal item? Because international flights offer you like my camera bag. Like I'm gonna try to fit my camera stuff in my backpack. However, I was just wondering, I'm sure a lot of us are bringing gear. Will they allow us with the personal item, which is usually like a laptop case or like a camera bag is usually what's allowed?
Yeah,
I saw it on the flight itinerary that it's okay, but I wasn't sure if Antarctica was going to be strict.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be strict. So I think you're absolutely fine with that. For sure. Yeah, that's a good point. That will help us get more stuff.
Did everybody get the same flight change so that now there's an extra flight where we're actually flying from Santiago to Port Mont?
That does not ring a bell.
So I checked my flight itinerary yesterday, and it added a flight. So I go Los Angeles to Santiago, but then I go Santiago to Puerto Montt.
I have that on mine as well. I think what happens is I forgot what airline that is, but sometimes they do a direct flight and sometimes they do a nonstop flight. So the direct does get you there, but it stops in between.
Got you. Yeah, it says there's a 51-minute layover. Okay, got you.
Yeah, it's like a Southwest flight where you don't get up and you just sit while people get off and get on.
So are we all on the same flight from out of Santiago?
Not sure.
I don't know. I'm flying on the 12th because I have that trip to London. So I don't know what day you guys are going down there, but that's the earliest I could get there.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to be on different days.
Great.
But yeah, I didn't get an email about Puerto Montt, but I also haven't logged into my flight, so it's possible.
Yeah, I didn't think an email either, but I logged into my flight and that's what it shows. So
Okay, good to know.
About the bags, some of us have got extra gear for experiments and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have to fit into one duffel bag?
I don't think so. No. So I've got a good relationship with ALE. So one thing that's not going to fit in my duffel bag is Starlink, which I'm bringing for us. And so my plan is just to say, hey, here's my duffel bag, and then I'm carrying this massive Starlink satellite internet onto the plane, and I'm just going to set it on the seat next to me, and I'm just not worried about it. They know I'm bringing it.
And
Well,
are
I
you
am
paying for it to go to there. So you're paying for extra luggage, like you're paying an extra piece of luggage on your initial flights.
Actually, no. So I'm doing what I told you guys not to, which is I'm putting it in a big bag,
Okay.
and I'm going to take it out and leave my bag in Punta.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm doing the same, Will, because I've got the solar panel, which will fit in the suitcase but wouldn't fit in the duffel bag. But I've already emailed Stephanie and asked her. She did say put it in the overhead bin. I'm not sure it'll fit in that, but I don't see why they'd have an issue with it going in the cabin. The document that they sent, it does say that you can take more than one checked bag on the flight. All it says is no single item can be more than 25 kilos for the luggage handlers, but it says that you can take more than one checked bag in.
So I heard someone called and said that it's $35 a pound for additional luggage. So like a 55 pounds that's $1,700 or something. I don't know how. I didn't call. Someone else called. But
Austin, is that just the normal airline you're talking about, or the ALE flight?
ALE.
Oh, right, okay.
It's in the documentation.
I wouldn't worry about that, Dave. I'll handle that.
I've got another question really about, because I've taken my laptop to Punta Arenas. Do I take my laptop to Union Glacier? Will it be any use? Or
I'm taking mine.
Right.
I'm taking mine as well. I have a 360 camera. I'm going to try and do a live stream if that's possible from there. But at the very least, I'll have my laptop for editing. So I'm taking it.
I will also. I have a Starlink Mini. So obviously much smaller. It's obviously not as powerful. You don't get the same download or upload. I don't know if you think I should bring that, because you obviously know that the Starlink like melts the ice.
So,
you know that, right?
I didn't know that.
You can just leave it outside. It melts snow and ice off of it. The Starlink Mini doesn't do that as well as like whatever you have, the bigger one. But obviously the Starlink Mini is like the size of a laptop.
Mini may not work.
I looked into the technical aspect of it because we were trying to reach out to Elon to see if he would do something special for us, but he's busy, I guess. And the service down there has to be the maritime service, and so I don't know if the Mini is compatible with that. It doesn't get as many satellite overflies.
Okay, good to know.
The world.
Yeah, it's a huge bummer. I had to buy this massive Starlink, which was like, of course, the expensive one, and it's huge because of the satellite coverage, is what they told me.
Okay, I'll scratch that then.
I just feel like having internet is going to be like one of the most important things, so that's why I'm kind of taking one for the team. It's 26 pounds, so it's half my weight limit right there.
Is it got like some sort of limit on the bandwidth and stuff, or data transfer, or is it all?
Not that I know of.
Oh, just always relevant to like where you are. I mean, it doesn't even tell you specifics,
Yeah.
Okay.
What else?
Just regarding the clothing, Will, because I bought all the stuff, but I've tried to follow the guidelines as best as I can, but it's looking not quite as extreme as your stuff, but I'm kind of limited as to what I can get over here. If I get there and then they turn around and say it's not quite up to scratch, is there? I assume they sell the stuff nearby that I can.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Do you want to send me the stuff you got?
Yeah, I'll send you all the receipt details and everything for them, so you can check them out.
Okay, great. Yeah, that would be helpful.
So the major question I have is there's some confusion about this secondary camp because I have a 5-day time lapse planned, and so I can't really leave it for a certain amount of time. I thought I would set it up near the camp. Then I was told we were going to go away for 2 days. So how's that all working?
Yeah, so I don't know who figured this out. I think it might have been Critical Think, but
No, it was me.
Okay.
I called Stephanie and I was just asking her about clothing, and then we got into a conversation topic, and then she threw in there, oh, by the way, for your group, we're setting up like a camp that's along our marathon path. And I was like, marathon path? And she goes, yeah, because people run marathons here. She says it's where the same group went in 2021 to see the solar eclipse. And she says that they're setting up the tents there because since we're not abiding by the quiet hours, then it's to not disturb the guests. So that's why I was like a little confused. I was like, so we're moving for a day or two? But
Okay.
she said that they didn't work out the logistics, but that came from her.
Okay, cool. So I do have an answer for this. I didn't know until, however long ago that we were going to have our own camp, which I think is actually cool. There's one problem that I'll tell everybody about at the end of this call. But that is a permanent camp for us for the whole 5 days. So I've confirmed that. It's actually very difficult for them to set up, but they've set it up for us and we'll be there the whole time.
How do we eat and stuff like that if that's all done in a tent where everybody else is?
We're just going to fast. No, I'm just kidding.
I can do
We do it in 2 climbs, so I recommend that.
So Jaron, my understanding is we're just going to walk to main camp to eat, which I don't think is that big of a deal.
Do you know about how far away our camp is from the main camp?
She told me a few miles, so I don't know if that means
Not
like a
walking
few
a
by
few
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's-
I'm just like, that's a lot in Antarctica,
Can we
Yeah.
find out exactly what the story is? Because I need to know what I'm doing as far as, am I waiting to set that up or what?
Yeah. I will get an answer to that. I had no idea that it was a few miles, so that's very interesting.
It could be up to 5 kilometers because it's on a loop. So it's 2 kilometers as the crow flies, and then you got to go around. I understood they were going to have transport.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Of course they will. Okay. They
It's
have.
on the other side of the skiway.
Yeah, they do have ATVs, so that's probably what's going to happen. But I will ask Stephanie. By the way, guys, Stephanie's out of the office. She's not doing anything until December 2nd, but I'll get answers for everybody as soon as she's back in.
Great.
Cool. Anything else? I've got a couple big things to share with everybody, but I want to kind of keep those for the end.
And there'll be you said there might be a generator for us to charge things off of if we need, right?
Yeah, that's what we've been told, right?
Yes, they've said they will provide generator 24 hours a day.
I mean, to me, it seems like I don't know why we would need to have a secondary camp because it's not like when it's after hours that we're going to be loud and playing basketball. It would.
I know why we have a secondary camp. It's because of Mount Rossman. So they said that the sun can go behind the tip of Mount Rossman, and this was their idea, not mine. And they were just like, just to make what you're doing cleaner, we're just going to move you away so that the mountain won't be in the way.
And then we should have unobstructed the whole 360.
Yep, that's right.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen though, it's like it just goes behind the mountain for like an hour or something. So you would think like, yeah, we could go look at it for one day. Okay, yeah, we see it's great, and then be at the camp for the other 4. But we'll wait and see what they say.
Yeah, I do think it's kind of cool that we have our own camp. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, especially if we if they drive us back and forth.
Yeah.
And if we get to play basketball. So
Yeah. I've seen it. They have a basketball court there.
Is it really?
Yeah.
They also have a polar library and a gift shop.
I'm going to bring a flat
Of
Earth
course.
book. I'm going to bring a flat Earth book to put in the library.
I,
Leave that down there.
I'm bringing a frisbee. We can play some ultimate.
There's actually, you know what's funny, Mike? Someone contacted me this past week. I forget who. I don't even know half these people that contact me. But he's like, Will, I'm into Ultimate Frisbee, and there's Ultimate Frisbee in Antarctica. And he sent me the locations, and I was like, dude, that's not where we're going to be.
It's
I'm
not-
sorry.
No, I looked it up too.
That's awesome. What else?
I've been wearing the big clumper boots at the ultimate pickup games, and my wife's like, "What are you doing with those dumb boots?"
Practicing.
I'm so much slower.
It's cool. All right. All right. So are we good? I actually have 3 things I got to share with everybody, but are we good?
Okay.
Okay, cool. So 3 things that I consider all of them significant and exciting. Number 1, just so you guys know, Mark Herman is Candace Owens' director, and he is going to be getting back to me on a time and a date for Mike and Austin to go on Candace's show before we go to Antarctica to talk about flat Earth versus globe, Antarctica, the final experiment. So that's something that we have not announced publicly yet. We haven't even announced it to you guys other than Mike and Austin. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be exciting. Number 2, I made a decision, which is a little expensive, but I think it's so cool that I just have to do it. I am buying, and by the way, these are not gifts, okay? These will need to be returned to me because I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them yet. I am purchasing, I don't even know what to call them, like portable satellite units for everybody. So for each one of you. If you want to look them up, they're called Zoleo, Zoleo. They're super small, like much smaller than a wallet, and they just clip to you. You can clip it to your backpack, you can clip it to your belt loop, you can just throw it in your pocket, whatever. These will, they'll ping these units every 10 minutes. Who's they? There's a company called 060, and they help people who are taking expeditions and adventures. They help the general public track the people so they can see their progress all over the world. So they're going to set up for us, it's going to be on our website, the Final Experiments website, tracking so that people can track all of us as we travel to Antarctica. Now, the satellite units are going to be shipped to me, and I'm going to bring them to Punta. So on our website, they're going to be able to track you guys just based on your flights. So when your flight takes off, your avatar will pop up on the map on our website, and then you'll see your avatar moving, across the ocean to get to Santiago, Chile. And then while you're there, you'll just be there. Then it'll go to Punta Arenas, and then once you get there, you'll get your satellite unit, and you'll be able to put it on your person. What's really cool about this is 060 is also going to set us up with an app. They might use WhatsApp, but if you want to, you don't have to do this, but I would recommend everybody does it. You can do audio updates once per day, telling your followers and your fans what happened that day, how things are going. And then on the map, they'll be able to click your avatar and listen to your audio update for the day. There are 3 people, if you guys follow my videos, there's 3 people that I covered that are in Antarctica right now. And they're using this technology. So you can go to their website, you see their little avatar, you see the red line of where they're traveling, and then you can click their audio updates and listen to them. So we're going to do that for everybody for the trip, which I think is going to be super exciting for everybody that's following. I'm trying to make this as fun and real for everybody that's following, even though it's just us that are actually going to Antarctica. Any questions on that? Okay.
They use Iridium, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. There's only like 2 or 3 companies that use Iridium. Garmin and Zoleo are the big 2. The Garmin units are wildly expensive. They're like $300 to $400 a piece, and then there's a big activation fee and then a monthly fee. So that's why I literally chose Zoleo because it's the cheapest, and it still adds up.
Cool.
Okay, last thing. As some of you know, because I reached out to some of you that have kind of the most influence, we lost someone for our trip. So this Zoom call was originally going to be 9 people, and it's only 8. And the person that dropped out was Leonard William. He's from Australia. He self-funded his trip, and he is having health issues. So he was actually medically approved, but then he contacted me and he's like, hey, well, I'm in the hospital. My health is not doing great. I can't go. So I was super bummed. I believe he's okay. He stays in touch with me, but it's mostly to send me videos I don't have time to watch. But he's clearly like okay. He's not like dying or anything, but he can't go. So that's causing a bit of a problem for me, not for you. Nobody needs to stress out about this. But here's the situation. When I originally met with ALE, I don't even know how long ago, very long ago, they said, Will, how many people do you think are going to go? And I was like, I told them, I have no idea. I said, it might only end up being 2, but this thing might blow up and it might be 20. I just don't know. And they said, okay, well, that's a big range. When you know, tell us. So things started progressing, and we got up to, we started like 10 started to seem like a realistic number with everybody that was signing up, the free offers that were being made by sponsors. So ALE reached out to me and they were like, hey, Will, if you can get 10 people signed up, we'll let you go for free. They'll let me go for free if we get 10 people signed up. And I was like, oh, that's very generous of you. Then as things started progressing, and we got to 9, ALE reached out to me, and Stephanie's like, hey, Will, the owners are very impressed with what you've done with this, and they're going to let you go for free because you have 8 people that are signed up. And I was like blown away. I was like, thank you guys so much. Obviously, no matter what, this isn't going to be free for me because I'm paying for a handful of people. But they gave me that generous gift because we had 8 people paying. I was the 9th. I was going to be free. So with Leonard dropping out, they kind of had to say, hey, Will, like, we don't have enough now, right? Because yes, we have 8 people, but they're doing extra work for us. They're setting up this separate camp. And so they kind of, in a nice way, no negative things to say about ALE. They were kind of like, hey, Will, you're going to have to get another person to sign up, or you're going to have to pay for yourself. So where things stand is I'm either going to have to pay for myself now, which is fine, but it doesn't make sense to me to pay for myself and then miss out on another person. Whereas if I can get someone to sign up and pay, then I go for free, and now we have an extra person going, because I think the more people we have, the better. So I reached out to a handful of you, Austin, Jaron, Mike, and Mark, and I was like, hey guys, Leonard dropped out. If you know of anybody that might want to go, it's last minute, let me know. And so we've had 2 people that reached out to me and said that they were seriously interested in going. One of them is a German astrophotographer. I had a Zoom with him, and he's like, I can't pull it off. It's coming up so quickly. He's just like, I can't, it's too stressful. So I was like, okay, he's out. The second one, you guys probably all know, is James Coons, who runs the Modern Day Debate channel. I was shocked, but he's like, Will, I want to go to Antarctica. I want to go with you guys. I followed up with him, and he can't pull it off either. So on Sunday, so literally 2 days ago, Mark sends me a text, and he's like, hey, Will, what if you contacted a buddy of mine? His name is Jonathan. He is a Hollywood filmmaker, but he's also a flat earther. And I was like, that's interesting. And I was like, yeah, why don't you connect me with him? So he group texted me with Jonathan, and I spoke to Jonathan yesterday, and Jonathan really wants to go. and he's really wants to film the whole thing. And I was like, wow, this is super interesting because he's a flat earther. So I have a call with him tonight. He's traveling to talk to him about what it would look like for him to go. It would require that I pay for him, which is obviously not ideal, but that is something that I'm seriously considering and just wanted you guys to know about that. But Mark, thanks for the intro. How did you meet him, or how do you know him?
He was the best man at my best friend's wedding, and I met him at the bachelor party a couple months ago. And
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they go way back. My friend is the director of photography at Daily Wire, and so I've known him a few years. And yeah, it all just kind of coalesced.
Okay, cool. If
Who's
you
he
guys,
work for? What did we say? Who's he work for?
He's
Daily Wire?
independent.
Oh.
Yeah, no, my friend works with
Gotcha.
Daily Wire. I used to work with Daily Wire, but this guy is totally removed from that. He's just a bystander. He's a friend.
yeah, if you guys want to look him up, his name is Jonathan. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think it's Mariandi.
Yeah, that's right.
Mariande. First question I asked him yesterday was, is it like public knowledge that you're a flat earther? And he's like, absolutely. I've been making, flat earth posts and all that kind of stuff. So I think this would be cool. It'll even the playing field a little bit, having 4 flat earthers and 4 globers. And also, if he wants to film it, and by the way, he does good work. So if you look at his work, it's pretty solid. It would kind of combat the problem with Behind the Curve of having somebody that was not being honest and not doing things right. We've got a flat earther doing it. So I am strongly considering this because I have to make a decision by Monday. ALE was like, you got to either find somebody by Monday to pay, or you're going to have to pay for yourself. So I'll be meeting with him tonight, and I can let you guys know as soon as I make a decision on that.
Alternatively, if only 4,701 more people sign up for Tim Pool's subscription, Alex Stein will be joining us.
Is that how they're doing it? They have a bet going or something, or what?
Yeah, it's so silly. It's so silly. So Tim Pool really wants Alex to go, but Alex doesn't want to go. So they came to an agreement that if 5,000 people join Tim Pool's channel by Thanksgiving, Alex has to go. And it's like such a high number, they'll never hit it.
Oh.
So I count Alex out.
Yeah. Yes, he's afraid of the plane. So
Can't help there.
no, I can't do that either. And I would just make sure that when you talk to them, to find out that we will not be held to the quiet hours the whole trip, right?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think we should be held to the quiet hours at all.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll ask about that.
Yeah, just to make sure. I don't want to find out when we get there that, oh, these 3 days you do have to adhere to it or something.
Yeah, for sure. One other thing, which I think is kind of minor, but I will tell you guys, and just don't say anything yet because I haven't announced it on our channel, but I'm actually going to be on Modern Day Debate with Flatzoid next Friday. Not this Friday, so not Black Friday in the United States, but next Friday. And by the way, this was MDD's idea. So Modern Day Debate said that they wanted to have me and a flat earther on their channel before we go to Antarctica to make our predictions. And then we go, and then they want to have us back on afterward. So I put it out there to all the flat earthers. I was like, hey, does anybody want to come on Modern Day Debate with me? And I couldn't believe it, but Flatzoid said yes. By the way, that dude's never responded to any of my communication ever until this, so I'm excited about it. And he's in Africa, I guess. I just learned that. So it'll be middle of the day and for us in the US, and then it'll be like almost midnight for him. Cool. All right. Well,
I've got something. I have spares of these 1 terabyte SSDs. I have a lot of them, And if anybody wants a couple, like 5 even, I can bring them and give them to you for backing up data. And you would need like an SSD bridge like this, a $12 from Sovereign. That'll do it. But if you want, let me know.
What do they use? A SATA cable?
Yep. Well, no, it's just, you plug it in here,
Oh, okay.
right? And then it's USB on the other side.
Oh, gotcha.
Do they all have your logo on them?
They do. I got on all of them.
I see how it is.
I might have to turn it down. I might turn it down.
So yeah, a guy that works with astronauts on the ISS said you need to label like ownership, like just so they don't get mixed up with others, and then serialize everything. So everything needs to have a number. So it's if you have a problem with number 5, you at least know it's number 5 that's having problems, not just that one.
Smart.
Mark?
Cool. All right. Well, if you guys don't have anything else, we can
Because
take off. And
Will there be like a group WhatsApp or a group text or something that we can all kind of get in touch with each other and sync up and all that? Or
that's a good idea. Is everybody okay with that in here?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay. Cool.
WhatsApp uses your phone number though?
It does.
Yes.
Do you guys not use Telegram? Do only the truthers in here use Telegram? Is that
I
how
have
that works?
Telegram.
I do not
Only the
use
truthers
Telegram.
use Telegram?
Famous owns, I use Telegram.
We use Telegram. Austin and I and Liz do. There's 3 of us.
Only truthers use Telegram. No, I'm just kidding. Kind of.
As long as I remain anonymous, I'm okay with that.
Telegram's the move, man. They won't even. He refuses to even release personal information to the
Gone to
government.
jail over it.
Yeah. Here you go. Scan or just Mark J. Herman. It's my Telegram.
So are you guys saying that Telegram doesn't give any information about you?
No. He'll release the actual communications that's directly violative of a statute or law, criminal activity, depending on the situation. But he won't give personal data or information.
Let me see it
Never done
again,
it.
Mark. So I can get you.
But then that means it's not truly encrypted if they can tell what's in those messages.
Well, I think it's more so that they are able to get someone's device and then find out they actually did the communication on Telegram, right?
Got it.
So I don't know. I mean, yeah, actually, good point. Who knows what is and what isn't?
Yeah,
I just
if they can
assume
share
that-
data.
I just
They can
assume
share
that
data. They have it.
yeah, everything I do is monitored. Everything we all do is monitored.
Although, if you listen to his interview with Tucker, which I mean, who's the conspiracy theorist? I don't know. You guys are sounding more conspiratorial than me at this point. But he says the governments keep approaching him, asking him to put in back doors. He said no, and then obviously the French president or whatever asked him to come in, and then they put a warrant out for his arrest while he was in the air, and he landed. He got arrested because he refused to give certain information, and then they charged him with all kinds of crimes that were on the platform, right? So ostensibly, he doesn't comply, but who knows?
Who knows? I mean, they can compromise any device. No amount of encryption on server side is going to matter if they have your device. So
Yeah,
anyway, that's let me take
agree.
off my tinfoil and
I probably agree with you. I know he said he landed in San Francisco, and then our intel approached him and wanted a backdoor. But I bet the NSA can get in what they want.
I write email software. I can read all your emails.
Great.
Right. See that again? I can see if I can scan that.
oh yeah, let me.
Are there pros and cons between WhatsApp and Telegram? Because I really like WhatsApp, but
Well, WhatsApp uses your phone. That's the only thing. So
Yeah, it leaks your phone number. ALE says they want to use
what do they want to use?
WhatsApp to talk to people.
I got it to read.
Excellent.
So just to clarify, Jaron, your issue is that all the individuals in the chat would have your personal number.
Correct. Which is not a big deal. I mean, my number's out there. If somebody searches my name on the internet, they'll find it. So it's not the end of the world. But
There are certain audiences present in a way by extension that definitely don't need our numbers. Right.
Yeah.
So,
I
No, and I'm at Mark J. Herman on Telegram, Instagram, Monogram. No, there's no monogram, but anything, Twitter, that's the same for everything. So
I think Telegram works nice for the groups. I mean, I've been on WhatsApp a few times, but groups on Telegram just work really well.
Okay. So here's what I'll do. I'll look into Telegram. I'll create a group. I just have to know how to add people. Is that easy?
Super easy.
Yeah. Just add a username.
Yeah, super easy.
Okay, great. Why don't all
I
you
can walk
guys
through it if you want, or I can hang around if you want.
Yeah, since all you guys have my cell, why don't you all just text me your username on Telegram? How's that?
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everybody.
yeah, it's great to meet all of you. I look forward to
Great to
meeting
meet
you all
you.
in real life.
It'll be fun.
It'll be a good time.
All right. Much love.
Bye-bye.
Sounds great.
Hey, everyone.
Hold me when
Bye.
I get too cold, please.